Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome back to another episode of Driving in the News for Thursday, April 27th, 2023. And let's get you right into the news.
A major Harlem business group has filed a lawsuit to stop the state of New York from putting a recreational cannabis dispensary in a state-leased building at 248 West 125th Street, right across from the Apollo Theater. The 125th Street Business District Management Association says it's not opposed to the idea of a cannabis dispensary on 125th Street in principle, but putting one at this particular location, it argues, would add to the crime, congestion, and open drug use already plaguing the area. City Council member Marjorie Velasquez wants to know more about the impact of e-bikes and e-scooters on the city, so she's introducing a bill.
So this bill, what we're wanting to do with it is a report on the use of scooters, right? Annual report on the public safety duty as well. And at the end of the day, we want to encourage that people drive these responsibly.
She wants to know how many accidents involve e-bikes and e-scooters and how many traffic law violations they accrue. The City Council has already cracked down on the fire dangers posed by e-bike batteries. We're expecting the GDP numbers for the first quarter later this hour.
The gross domestic product is a progress report of sorts of all the goods and services the U.S. produces in a 3-month period. The latest one is due out this morning, and economists are predicting 2% growth over the last quarter. The Federal Reserve will take the report into consideration when it meets next week and decides how much to raise interest rates.
Daria Albinger reporting, and while this report is likely to be positive, many economists are still predicting the nation's economy will slip into recession later in the year. The American Museum of Natural History will be opening a new building next week. Among the highlights of the Richard Gilder Center for Science Education and Innovation, something you might be able to see in your own home, ants. But museum president Sean Decatur says these aren't just any ants.
There is a leaf cutter exhibit where you get to watch the harvesting of leaves by the leaf cutter ants, and then they will travel up a tube overhead to the place where they're building their nesting area.
And that's just some of what will be on offer when the new wing opens a week from today. The purpose of this part of the museum is to connect visitors with their place in the natural world. As the narration for the exhibit explains, through DNA, you are related to all life on Earth. E. Jean Carroll took the stand yesterday in the trial resulting from her defamation suit against former President Trump. She told the jury, "I am here because Donald Trump raped me." Elaine Quijano with more.
The former Elle magazine writer and TV talk show host alleges Trump overpowered her in a New York department store dressing room in the mid-90s. Describing the alleged assault, she said, "He put his shoulder against me and held me against the wall. He put his whole weight on me. He pulled down my tights." And then Carroll says that's when he raped her.
Which the former president denies. E. Jean Carroll is back on the stand today for cross-examination. Meantime, the judge hearing the case warned lawyers for Mr. Trump to tell him to stop posting comments about the case online. The battle between the governor of Florida and the Disney Corporation is now headed for court. Rebecca Jarvis with more.
Disney suing Ron DeSantis, alleging he's waging a relentless campaign to weaponize government power against Disney in retaliation for expressing a political viewpoint unpopular with certain state officials. That viewpoint, Disney's vocal opposition to DeSantis's parental rights and education law that critics have called Don't Say Gay, prohibiting classroom discussion about sexual orientation or gender identity.
That's through third grade. DeSantis visiting Jerusalem had this response this morning.
The days of putting one company on a pedestal with no accountability are over in the state of Florida.
There are reports DeSantis will announce he's running for president as early as next month. Twins News Time 8:11. Here's traffic and transit on the ones from Karen Stewart.
Well, we've got some action happening over on the FDR Drive. The northbound FDR at 96th Street. Somebody broke down. It's blocking the right lane. This is northbound on the FDR at 96th Street. We've got delays in the area that are going back now to around the Murray Hill section of the city at 38th Street. All because of this disabled vehicle. Now, nearby by at the river crossings as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. We've got jam-ups on the southbound Harlem River Drive past the RFK Triborough. The RFK Triborough is a very busy ride across the span out of Queens. It's got the BQE jammed up to Northern Boulevard now. And if you're traveling on the Bronx span, we've got delays on and off the Major Deegan Expressway and some travel delays on the southbound Bruckner from 149th Street onto the northbound Deegan as well. The 59th Street Bridge is moderately heavy from Queens Boulevard to Northern Boulevard, and we are jammed on the westbound LIE to the Queens Midtown Tunnel, and that's from back at Grand Avenue. Now, over the Hudson River as we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, still 40 to 45 minutes inbound at the Holland Lincoln and the GW Bridge with alternate side parking rules and regulations in effect today in the city. Traffic is sponsored by Breaking the Case, a true crime podcast from the NYPD. Our next report is 8:21. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Hey, did you know in the early 90s, a serial killer calling himself Zodiac terrorized New York City?
He was doing us. He was getting away with it and getting over on it.
Breaking the Case, the New York Zodiac Copycat, a true crime podcast from NYPD, wherever you get your podcast.
Now, the 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. The sun's like playing hide and seek with us today, being the board.
Yeah, it is. A batch of clearing had went through the city, and it's over on western part of Long Island. There's a couple little other batches of clearing, and we're watching that occurring in eastern Pennsylvania in some spots too. But then intermingled with that are these showers and some bits of drizzle, a hefty shower, even a little thunder up in parts of the Hudson Valley. So this is what we got today. Variably cloudy, cool, some sprinkles or a shower, an occasion, a high 61. Could drizzle tonight with some clouds, temperatures down the 40s to near 50, and then mainly cloudy, cool tomorrow. I think by the end of the day, there steady rains in. It rains tomorrow night and at least the first part of Saturday with a very chilly wind. Saturday's high just 55, real feels in the 40s. And then a damp morning, steadier rain by the afternoon. And it's windy and really awful Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, early Monday morning with some chilly temperatures and also some coastal flooding potential. And this unsettled pattern and cool pattern continues next week. 52 scattered sunny peaks and scattered showers going up to a high near 60. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Dean DeVore, New York's weather station, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
After treatment at another hospital for stage 4 ovarian cancer, Jackie Holzbar knew it might come back, so she came to Perlmutter Cancer Center.
I chose Perlmutter because of their clinical trial.
Perlmutter is #1 in the New York area in cooperative clinical trials for gynecologic cancer.
It's been 6 years, and because of Perlmutter, I'm living cancer-free.
Perlmutter Cancer Center, part of NYU Langone Health. For more information, call 833-NYUL-PCC.
Wow, I just had the wildest dream.
Did we play HGTV's My Lottery Dream Home Scratch-Off game?
Yeah.
And win $1 million?
We did.
And buy the home of our dreams?
Yes, and we were on that HGTV show with David Bromstad. Wait, how do you know all this?
Because you talk in your sleep. Find your dreams a home. Play HGTV's My Lottery Dream Home Scratch-Off game from the New York Lottery for a chance to win up to $1 million. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus.
Hello, I'm Howard Mackler, founder of Innovation Refunds. You've heard me talking about the payroll tax refund for months. I'm so proud that we've helped over 15,000 businesses claim over $5 billion in cash incentives. If you own a business, even if you've asked your CPA about this, you owe it to yourself to take another look. Every client is assigned a licensed and insured tax attorney who evaluates your company at my expense to accurately determine eligibility. Innovation Refunds has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Trustpilot and Google, and your business might be entitled to receive up to $26,000 per employee. Businesses of all types can qualify, including medical, professional, construction, even nonprofits. Please don't miss out on this. Even your doctor would tell you to get an expert second opinion, and we do a lot of work for doctors. Download the Innovation Refunds app now or go to getrefunds.com to potentially get a payroll tax refund of $26,000 per employee. GetRefunds.com. GetRefunds.com.
Wins News Time, 8:16. A burglar broke into Kennedy Fried Chicken on East 170th Street in the Bronx and grabbed $2,400 cash out of the register. But since he was there, he also made sure to grab a bag of fried chicken. The police have thoughtfully provided us with a photo of this chicken-loving thief. We'll put it up at 1010wins.com.
Well, I guess thieves are entitled to a break too, right? to a lunch break.
Prosecutors say the young Air National Guardsman locked up on charges of leaking military secrets to impress fellow gamers might still be able to access secret info if he were let out of jail, so that, they say, is a very good reason not to let him out.
The Justice Department is urging a federal judge to keep 21-year-old Jack Texera behind bars as he waits trial. That's according to a new court filing released overnight. Calling him a flight risk and a danger to his community and national security, prosecutors allege Texera used his government computer to access some of the nation's most sensitive national security information and post the records in an online group chat.
Rob Legare of the Justice Department. Prosecutors added for good measure that Texera has a history of making violent and racist comments online.
All right, guys, that's a quick snippet of today's news, April 27th. Thank you so much for joining me on this mission to record history for posterity. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next Driving and the News.